In modern times, our history fades into silence. The significant events that shape the sacred ground of our nation were oftentimes neglected, and the heroes who fought for the freedom of the country were forgotten. But there are narratives that endured through the test of time and waited to be rediscovered, which gives us the opportunity to explore the timeless past that shaped our identities as Filipinos. Now, let's journey through time and unravel the pivotal chapter in Philippine history, the Cry of Balintawak, that ignited the spirit of nationalism.
Hello everyone, let me introduce to you this historical clip. This is called Balintawak before. I think you're all familiar with the event, the Cry of Balintawak, that happened on August 23, 1896. So Andres Bonifacios and his fellow Katipuneros tear their saddles to signify the revolution against the Spaniards.
I remembered when I was doing my research before, I stumbled upon the account written by Pio Valenzuela about the Cry of Balintawak. I got curious and read the narrative.
In the shelter of Balintawak, Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Procopio Bonifacio, Teodor Plata, Aguido del Rosario, and myself, Salt Solis. The journey began on August 19, 1896. The first 5 arriving, and I a day later. On August 22, some 500 Katipunan members convened at Apolonio Samson's house in Kangkong. Minds met and ideas exchanged, but no resolutions were made. Bricio Pantas, Alejandro Santiago, Ramon Bernardo, Apolonio Samson, and others joined in the preliminary discussion. It was at Pugad Lawin, in the house, storehouse, and yard of Juan Ramos, where over 1,000 Katipunan members gathered on August 23, 1896. A heated debate ensued on whether to ignite the revolution against the Spanish government on August 29, 1896. Only Teodoro Plata opposed, Bonifacio's brother-in-law standing firm against war. Enrique Cipriano, Alfonso Pacheco, Tomas Remigio, Sinforoso San Pedro, and others added their voices to the fervent discussion.
By all means, we must not go into war.
Teodoro, if we will not do something about the oppression, then who will? Yes, let's start the revolution.
After the tumultuous meeting, turns to the certificates later the
Long
ground,
live the Philippines!
Long live the Philippines!
and the air echoed with their sounding cry, "Long live the Philippines! Long live the Philippines!" It was a moment engraved in history, where the result of numerous hearts reverberated through the corridors of time.
Well, the account of Pio Valenzuela is considered first-hand since he was an eyewitness to the event, but he made inconsistencies. When his memories were still vivid, he said that the Cry of Balintawak took place on August 26, 1896. But later in life, he shifted in time and place. He claimed that the first cry took place in Pugad Lawin on August 23, 1896.
I think the account of Gregoria de Jesus, the wife of Andres, was more accurate, since she is the wife of Andres and the Lakambini of the Katipunan.
What have you remembered about her narrative?
The tendrils of the Katipunan spread far, reaching every corner of our archipelago. When the Spanish authorities uncovered our existence, we hastily retreated to Caloocan. Yet, under the watchful eyes of the Spanish, Andres Bonifacio and fellow Katipuneros departed. The uprising ignited, and the first cry for freedom resounded on August 25, 1896. Fearing arrest, I, along with my parents, found ourselves in a precarious situation. Hearing whispers of impending danger, Andres Bonifacio and others had already left. It was then, under the shroud of darkness that I fled town at 11 o'clock, navigating through rice fields to La Lorna with the intention of returning to Manila. Like a ghost, I wandered, seeking refuge. In every house, I sought a moment's rest, only to be met with fear and rejection. Little did I know, those who sheltered me faced severe punishment, some even exiled. An uncle, whom I visited that night seeking solace, died in exile. The path to freedom is paved with sacrifice. Every step, every whispered secret echoes in the lives of those who dared to defy. The cry of Balintawak was not just a moment, it was a chorus of sacrifices, each leaving its mark in the story of our fight.
Gregoria de Jesus was such a strong woman. Despite the struggles, she still chooses to seek freedom. But are you familiar with the account written by Santiago Alvarez, who was a relative of Gregoria de Jesus?
What about his account?
Well, according to him,
as the sun grazed the sky at 10 o'clock in the morning, the barn of Cabezang Malchora in Sampalocan bore witness to the assembly of Katipuneros. About 500 fervent individuals gathered, eager to join the ranks of the Supremo, Andres Bonifacio and his men. The following day, the numbers swelled to about 1,000 Katipuneros. The Supremo decided to convene inside a vast barn. Under his leadership, the meeting commenced at 10 o'clock in the morning, echoing with the resolve of those who dared to dream of freedom. As the clock struck noon, the meeting adjourned in its resounding cry, "Long live the sons of the country! Mabuhay ang mga anak ng bayan!" It was like a harmony of freedom.
Long live the sons of the
The
country!
united voices of Katipuneros echoing in the barn, giving an enduring story from our history.
His account was not given importance since he was not an eyewitness to the historic event. He wrote such an account based on just what he heard about the activities of the Katipuneros.
Well, I guess you haven't heard about the narrative written by a general of the Katipunan. He was Guillermo Masangkay. And just like Pio Valenzuela, he also witnessed the staging of this historic event.
On August 26, 1896, a pivotal meeting unfolded in Balintawak at the house of Apolonio Samson, Cabeza of the Barrio. Leaders like Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Aguedo del Rosario, Tomas Remigio, Bricio Pantas, Teodoro Plata, Pio Valenzuela, Enrique Pacheco, and Francisco Carrion, along with delegates from Bulacan, Cabanatuan, Cavite, and Morong, now Rizal, convened. At 9 o'clock in the morning, Andres Bonifacio presided over the meeting. Discord arose on when to start the revolution. Plata, Pantas, and Valenzuela opposed an early uprising, emphasizing the need for preparation. Bonifacio, sensing disagreement, addressed the people waiting outside, urging them to revolt.
Katipuneros, the future of our land lies in Panay. Are you gonna let the Spaniards hurt our children? Our families? No! Are you gonna let them steal our motherland? No! Then let us clearly settle down the civil rights.
As the people destroyed their cedulas, the board of directors, despite protests, voted for the revolution. People outside shouted, "Long live the Philippine Republic!"
I overheard your incredible discussions of the historic event based on the narratives that you have heard. You incredulously stated the history as if it had come back to life.
Thank you.
I noticed that there were too many versions and each had unique contents and details. But I think we all agreed that despite the variations of information across multiple sources, what remains paramount is that the cry of Balintawak in the core.
Serving as the official declaration of war by the Katipuneros against the Spanish government, this event symbolizes a crucial chapter in the Philippines' journey towards breaking free from Spanish dominion. Despite the diversity in narratives, honoring the significance of this moment is essential, recognizing it as a defining step in the nation's pursuit of independence.